Banten culture is part of the national cultural dynamic that evolved with the passage of time and space. Banten province finds its present from touch the development of a long history. Various influences have also added to the social, political, and cultural life of the community Banten. Harmony and interreligious tolerance in Banten province in high regard by the public. This is evidenced by the existence of Vihara Avalokitesvara being phenomenal for the citizens of Banten.
This is the oldest vihara in the province of Banten. Supposedly this vihara has been built since the 16th century vihara development. This also cannot be separated from Sunan Gunung Jati, one of the 9 trustees propagator of Islam in Indonesia.
Here, Vihara Avalokitesvara located 15 km north of the city of Serang, Banten, because it is located adjacent to the heritage building village Surosoan. Residents who live around the temple mostly Chinese citizens. They live mutual respect native Banten so impresses away from violence and crime.
According to the original history of Banten, Vihara Avalokitesvara is still not linked her with the great mass of Banten because the location of the Vihara adjacent to the largest mosque in Banten.
Yes, we are from English Education Department, Faculty of Education and Teacher Training, the State Institute for Islamic Studies Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin Banten, given an assignment in speaking subject, that is interview relating to all Bantens. And we decided to interview the father as our resource with the object Vihara Avalokitesvara, where we've read that this Vihara still has something to do with Banten history, especially Banten Sultanate. However, we previously would like to know more or less about the father profile.
Okay, now, what's your name, sir?
My name is Asaji Manggala Putra. I was born in Sarang at 19th of May 1947.
So, where is the father address?
Taman Lopang Indah, Block C, 39, number 2.
Who are you with?
I'm here as a PR.
So, you want to know more about the history of the construction of the Vihara and what lies behind this Vihara built in the Sultanate of Banten Lama?
Okay, I will try a review of the history related to the Vihara. This is more in the 16th century, to be exact 1651, rival princes of the Tiongkok, whose purpose about to Surabaya, but at this Banten Bay, they run out of the supplies and they are at times closer to arrival front of this Vihara. The name of it is Kemiri. Well, after arriving at Kemiri River, actually here is Sultanate crowded at all. All the time, the ruler named Sharif Hidayatullah. Well, entourage Chinese princess was led by Chinese princess named Ong Ting Liang. Originating from China. Well, short story, Princess Ong Tin and Sharif Hidayatullah married. Many versions which tell us before the wedding, but we cannot talk about it. We cannot talk about it because it can't be justified by scientific. And after marriage, the followers of Princess Ongtin split into two groups. The majority embraced Islam because Princess Ongtin follows in the footsteps of her husband, and the other part survived in Buddhism. For those who converted to Islam, built the mosque Pacinan Tinggi by Princess Ongtin, adjacent to Relas and the district Koramil Kasman, which is now the only remaining tower and the pulpit lawn. And for those who are Buddhists, Princess Ongtin built a Vihara Avalokitesvara. But the location of Vihara that she built not exists now, but is closer to mosque in the village of Pacinan Tinggi, precisely at Dermayan village. Then, in the year 1774, the Vihara was moved to Pamacinan village. All this is done on the basis of policies Princess Ongtin as leader.
When the construction of this vihara is the great mass of Banten has been established,
Before and after, I don't know exactly between the both of them, but it filled in the museum of the great mosque of Banten is existed, but still small, according to the history that I read. The existing mosque in Canary other than the great mosque of Banten.
Why this Vihara named by Vihara Avalokitesvara?
Avalokitesvara derived from Sanskrit, which means Dewi Kuan Im. So, this name for Dewi Kuan Im is Avalokitesvara.
what are consist of the part of this vihara?
First, there is the main gate, which are decorated by two dragons with saddle shape curved upward. It is interpreted with a petition to God Almighty One, and two dragons symbolize an element because on this planet there are two forces, positive and negative, protons and electrons. Well, dragon here to represent the element of positive, while the element of the downside is represented by a phoenix bird. Furthermore, inside there is the main room for people to practice the religion, thus the central point to Dewi Kuan Yin. Thus the altar of the gods provided here are 16 altars. Each has its own function.
On August 27, 1889 ago, it was precisely at 2:56 a.m. the Krakatau volcano erupted. No doubt, a disaster that left 35,000 people dead and bruised of ash that until the state of Singapore, Malaysia, and even Thailand unavoidable. The earthquake of the Krakatau very great. Lava reaching heights of 135 meters directly spilled into the sea. But strangely, despite all the buildings that are next to the Vihara destroyed, lava swept away. The Vihara building was not even the slightest affected by lava.
1
Lava and seawater just hit the point of settlement. For whatever reason, the lava cannot enter, even to destroy the Vihara buildings. This moment is written to notes written in 3 languages explaining how bad the event, and at the time, people took refuge in a Vihara, while the flood rolled outside the Vihara with a sweep sweeping coconut groves and on the things that exist. People inside the Vihara praying for protection. A miracle, as going water and lava was not entered into the Vihara. Disaster escapes and survives in its path.
Perhaps it was only our offerings about Vihara Avalokitesvara. We realize it in our offerings are still many shortcomings and far from perfection.
We apologize to the audience if there are things in our offering that are less pleasing to the audience.
Also don't forget we thank highest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala,
To our parents,
to Mrs. Eulis Rahmawati as a lecturer in the speaking subject,
to Vihara Avalokitesvara,
and to our friends that help us in our project. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the penalty to these people. Amen.